Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes, a YouTube channel demonstrating the consequences of poor sleep hygiene. This is our talk video. Today's topics are the game update, which is the formal beginning of the Bad Batch farming. Hunter is now in the game. Jedi Master Kenobi's Kit Reveal. We are going to break that down a little bit differently than we've done in the past just because it's so big. And then we're going to go through the developer insights and some of the synergies that I've been thinking about as a consequence of what has been revealed here. And then we're going to speculate a little bit about the dark side GL requirements. Been tweaking them and updating them as we've been getting more and more information. I'll tell you what is affecting my thinking, and then wrap up as we usually do with the free-to-play gearing of my main roster. With Wednesday's in-game update, there's a few things worth touching upon before we get onto the kit reveal. So, Commander Ahsoka Tano shards. If you're a veteran player getting the last crate, this doesn't really affect anything. She's still going to be unlocked in 3 conquests. But if you aren't getting to that last crate, it helps a little bit. Or if you aren't getting any Ahsoka Tano shards while you're playing Conquest, if your account is like my new account where you're just kind of slogging through the first sector, just be hoarding all of your Conquest currency for when she moves eventually in several months into the Conquest shipment store. There's nothing else worth using that currency for. Next thing is the Jedi Master Kenobi requirements. These are really generous. I'm really happy about these. I was expecting far worse. All these characters are, if not worthy of relics, pretty close to being worthy and not a huge problem to relic them. So Cad Bane is really the one that is most iffy, but with the Razor Crest now in game, and I've been trying to test the Razor Crest below relics, and it is not good. Like, I've been using Gear 12 Beskar Mando, Gear 12 Bosk, with Gear 11 IG-88 and Cad Bane, and I can't do much with it. So having a reason to relic Cad Bane, or another reason that helps make that argument and improve that relic, that is all good. So Cody, there is that mission that in the GOTB, so I guess it's worth it. Eventually you would have to do it anyway to have any hopes of beating that one. Jango Fett is a great relic. Shakti you already need relic for Cam, you're just increasing it a little bit. And Grandmaster Yoda, already a good character at relics, just going to get better for that relegate. So this is really generous considering a lot of us were thinking it was going to be those other light side Jedi Council type characters, Kit Fisto, Eth Koth. That was the nightmare scenario, and it's nice to see they didn't go that way. Now, the final thing that I want to talk about with this content update is really Hunter being released in-game. I am hitting his node hard, but there's also Bo-Katan node shards that need to be farmed, and there's the Dark Trooper that needs to be farmed. So what I do for all of these node farms is I hit them 3 times a day. That's the free hit, the 25 crystal, and then the 50 crystal. And with that, with these light side, dark side nodes, it's usually a month and a half of farming to get them done. With like Cantina nodes, I can get, like I got Moff Gideon done in a month. But if you stay on top of your farms, then you won't drown. It's just stay focused on these things. It's worth the crystal investment. I know there's a lot of players who've been playing as long as I have that don't have the farms done. Just get your farms done. And it adds a ton of flexibility to your roster. Like, my brother is a player who doesn't get his farms done. And when Grievous came in game, it was months of extra preparation, or not came in game, when Grievous was reworked, it was months of extra preparation in order to be able to use Grievous, because he had to still do the farms. Same thing with the Jedi Knight Anakin rework. And that's why, like, I've been going after IPD pretty hard in my rosters. I'm terrified of when IPD eventually, for something I'm sure is going to be required. Next, we have the Jedi Master Kenobi Kit. Usually on this channel, we do a visual text breakdown where I extract the key terms to help simplify the understanding of the mechanics, something I like to do for myself. It wasn't practical to make a graphic for that this time, so I didn't, but I did write it down on paper for myself, so I'm going to read through that as we break down this kit reveal. Now, first up, we do have the Synergies. That's always kind of a red herring. This time, though, these synergies are very important, so we're going to talk about that after we do the developer insights, which will be happening after this kit reveal. Now, first up, we have basic Ardent Blade Work. This is do damage to the target. If the target was dark side, inflict ability block. Weakest light side ally without defense penetration up gains defense penetration up. And from how the mechanics of this kit works, that could potentially be spreading around if you pair Kenobi with the right allies. First special, I will do what I must. This is deal damage to a target, inflict vulnerable and healing immunity, call light side ally to assist a targeted ally, and deal more damage. And if instead you select Jedi Master Kenobi, he's going to gain charge to his ultimate, and if he's in the leader slot, that is going to be doubled and deal 50% more damage on subsequent uses, and that will be stacking. Second special is Hello There. With this, we have light side allies will be recovering 40% health and protection, gain foresight and tenacity. Galactic Republic and light side unaligned force users will be gaining protection up, and then targeted other Galactic Republic ally will gain damage immunity and reset cooldowns. For each buff on light side allies, Kenobi will be gaining 1% ultimate charge for a maximum of 30%. Next, we have the Leadership Harmonious Will. All light side allies plus 25% mastery, plus 30 speed, plus 25% max health. Galactic Republic allies will also gain protection up 75%, which can't be dispelled, so that's like Padme. If Jedi Master Kenobi has high ground, light side allies will take 20% less damage. They will ignore taunt. They will resist all debuffs. And Jedi Master Kenobi assists during a Galactic Republic ally turn. The next portion here is a little convoluted. So we have two scenarios. At the start of the battle, if all allies are light side, then the Galactic Republic allies can't be critically hit when they have protection up. The Galactic Republic tanks will gain taunt, and if they lose taunt, they will gain it if they still have protection. And then if at the start of the battle, if all of the allies are Galactic Republic or light side unaligned force users, the first time another ally reaches 1% health, they dispel all debuffs on themselves, recover 50% health and protection, and gain protection up for 2 turns. So that's only occurring if all the light side allies are Galactic Republic and unaligned force users. So you still gain some benefit if you pair Kenobi with non-Galactic Republic light side characters or non-unaligned force users, but you aren't going to get that recovery when they reach 1% health. Now, whenever another light side ally uses a basic ability, Kenobi gains 3% ultimate charge, doubled if it was during their turn. So that basically means with an assist or a counter, they're going to gain 3% ultimate charge, and if they are using their basic, it's 6%. Jedi allies' armor penetration up is doubled against Sith enemies, and this next part is very important. Enemies and allies are immune to turn meter manipulation. So that means Palpatine's leadership is canceled out. That means Moff Gideon can't remove the turn meter, and most importantly, that means Yoda is not getting a bunch of bonus turn meter every time you call him to assist. So that means you need to be modding Yoda differently in order to get the most out of him on this kind of team. And you pretty much are going to want to use Yoda for how many buffs he is spreading around. So when you look at that previous ability with Hello There, where you're gaining a bunch of ultimate charge for all the buffs, that makes Yoda important, but you need to mod Yoda differently. A lot of players don't put as much speed on him because of how much bonus turn meter he gets. That's not going to be happening this time. Next, we have the unique May the Force be with you. Kenobi ignores taunt. When a light side ally targets Jedi Master Kenobi, cleanse the debuffs. Gain mastery. When Kenobi targets a Galactic Republic or light side unaligned Force user, he will cleanse them and they will gain mastery. When Galactic Republic allies attack out of turn, so counters and assists, all Galactic Republic allies will recover 2% health and protection. Call the weakest ally to assist, dealing 20% less damage. So there's two things going on with the weakest light side ally. There's defense penetration up coming from Kenobi's basic, and now the weakest ally is also going to be called to assist. And there's scenarios, depending on relic levels, where you could potentially make that Yoda. So that's another thing going on with Yoda, where maybe you want to mod him for a ton of speed and remove all health and protection, so to guarantee that he is going to be constantly assisting. Because Yoda is going to be one of the biggest damage dealers potentially on this team. Kenobi presumably is going to be doing a bunch of damage as well. So the second unique Galactic Legend takes reduced damage from percent health effects and massive damage effects, and then he will take massive damage from destroy effects. He's immune to stun, and unit has 10% max health and max protection per relic level, and damage received is decreased by 30%. Last thing here is the ultimate It's Over. Really, the major thing here is to talk about the ability High Ground. You can use it early if you're losing Jedi characters, but if you use it early, you gain less protection up, and High Ground only lasts for 2 turns. If you wait until it has 100% charge, then High Ground lasts for 5 turns, and light side allies will be recovering 60% health and protection, and all Galactic Republic allies will be gaining protection up for 3 turns. Now with High Ground, they will deal 35% more damage with out-of-turn attacks, and they gain 100% counter chance, but they reduce some speed. So you won't be taking as many turns, but you will be countering a bunch. Next, we have Kenobi's Kit Reveal. Key things here. 1, this is the episode 3 Kenobi. So that's another data point that basically helps cement that Lord Vader is who we need to be looking out for. All of these Galactic Legends have been related to a movie. The majority of Star Wars fans are movie fans. Clone Wars is still watched by a minority of Star Wars fans. So Maul, even though I had my own biases and was rooting for him, that's not going to be it. Hopefully, though, he will be the Conquest character. There's also a reference later in this post to Lord Vader. It's basically all but confirmed that we are getting Lord Vader for the Dark Side Galactic Legend. Next things that to extract out here when it comes to the basics or the unique attributes, really this kit is all about counters and assists. To really get the most out of Kenobi here, you want to be exploiting those mechanics. So all those synergies that we're looking for should be about counters and assists. So that makes some of the characters that they showed at the beginning here in the synergy, I think, less ideal participants in this team. We'll talk about that more after. Now, there's mechanics they highlight here. One is the resetting of cooldowns from Hello There, and how that can potentially synergize with Force Leap. So with Force Leap, you get that instant kill, and then after the instant kill, it becomes a high attack ability. So that allows you to basically do Force Leap almost back to back, or yeah, you could do it back to back just depending on turn sequences. And then with Kenobi, the ultimate charge is very important to the mechanics of the other characters on the field. It will make all the allies do a bunch of damage, and there's a lot of ways to manipulate the accumulation of that ultimate charge. In addition to all the charging of the ultimate that the assist encounters will be doing, you're also going to be increasing the survivability of the team through a bunch of recovery that is going to be happening every time a character assists or counters. Okay, let's talk synergies. We're starting here with unaligned force users. Really, this all points towards Commander Ahsoka Tano. That's not a surprise. She's the only one here with a Galactic Republic tag, and you are going to be missing out on some synergies like the health and protection recovery if you aren't using someone with a Galactic Republic tag. That's the only thing to touch upon here. Commander Ahsoka Tano is really... There's a lot of mechanics here that work very well with Kenobi, where you are going to want to use them. The way that Force Leap works with a mass assist, with the counters, there's a lot going on here. That's an obvious one. Now let's take a look at what gets a little bit more nuanced is the Galactic Republic. First thing I want to talk about is Cam. Cam, I'm not convinced should be a part of this squad, especially if you're using Commander Tano. Problem is, with the Jedi Council unique here, they have to all be Galactic Republic Jedi, which Commander Tano is not, which means you are not getting the bonus stats that you get from this Jedi Council unique. And if you're not getting these bonus stats, I'm not sure Cam is worth using. Now, he does have the adaptive form here, where the Makashi form gives 100% counter chance. That's worth pairing with Kenobi. But I think it's going to be a scenario where you use Cam if you are using all Galactic Republic Jedi, and if you are using Commander Tano in there, then maybe it's not worth using Cam, and there might be some better options. The Makashi form on its own, that might be good enough where you use him, but he doesn't have any assist calls, which would also help. You're just going to be relying on that counter, which I'm not convinced that's enough. And you also want to take a look at these basics here. He's going to be getting a little bit more recovery protection from his basic, but the turn meter here, you got to remember that the turn meter manipulation is gone for both enemies and allies, so that means that bonus turn meter is not going to be working with Cam here off his basic. Next up, I think a lot of us, when we're thinking about Kenobi, we're focusing just on the Jedi, but he might work great with the Bad Batch as the leader, or paired with them off the bench. But also, since you're going to be gearing him anyway, Cody makes a lot of sense because of this mass assist ability, the 212 attack. That is going to help gain a bunch of charge on Kenobi. And then if you use somebody like Fives counters a lot and also cause the assist. So there's some potential for using a bunch of clones with Kenobi as well. Now, Ayla here was not shown on the synergies. So if we take a quick look here back at the synergies, let's try this button here, the synergies here. We don't see Ayla. Ayla, though, you have to relic her anyway to get Kenobi. She makes a lot of sense to be one of them because of all the assists and counters that she's going to be offering. So with her basic, that you're already going to be getting 6% charge every time you use her basic, she's also going to have a 35% chance to call an ally to assist. So that makes her a very strong candidate. She also, she has that ability to stun as well, so you get an element of control with her kit as well. The next topic was going to be the Darkside Galactic Legend requirement update. I've recorded it. This video is way too long, so I'm sliding this in. We're going to jump to free-to-play gearing wrap up there. I will make a separate video for the Darkside Galactic Legend requirement update. It's time to sign up for another Grand Arena, so we are going to do some gearing of my roster. That is completely free to play. First up is Jedi Master Luke. I'm going to take him to Relic 7. I just slow played it because he was doing fine at Relic 6, but that's starting to slip off. I'm still getting top 50 in my arena, and I didn't want to give any good gear to this Zinbidi card or whatever. But from Challenge Rancor, from whatever other places, Assault Battles, I've got what I need now to take him up to Relic 7 without using gear. So he's Relic 7. Looks like I've got a good amount of those Relic 8 materials too. But we're holding back on Relic 8 for now until we have more of a vantage point on what we want to do. Okay, so the big thing that I want to do before this next Grand Arena sign up is the Bad Batch. I just want them more usable. We're going to emphasize Hunter Tech and Wrecker, or Hunter Tech and Wrecker. I think they're going to be the 3v3 team. Echo's really good though, so maybe it's Echo. We've got about 200 of each Cairo, so we've got a decent amount of gearing that we can do. Okay, we've got that one we can put on. Looks like there's another Cairo for tech. Got a stun gun, a carb, cheap biotech. And these thermals for a long time were something that I needed, but these days we can handle pretty easily. We might go straight to gear 11. We'll come back to tech. We're going to first take a look. Probably Wrecker and Hunter is who we really should be prioritizing. So that's a Cairo, and it's probably that one with that stun cuff, right? Yeah. And this is mainly easy stuff except for this next Cairo. And then, oh, that's not even a Mark III carb. Okay, so that's super easy. It's just that Cairo for Hunter. Oh, we're already at gear 11. We're leaving Hunter. Okay, so Hunter's at gear 11. So let's take a look at Wrecker now. Who needs 2 Kairos? What's our count at now? 100 left, probably. And it looks like we don't need a Cairo at this level. So we're just... take a quick look at what we're dealing with. So we've got a stun gun. carb and a Mark 5 thermal. So that Mark 6. And was that 2 Nubian scanners? And we've got a crafted one. Alright, that's easy. We're taking him up to 11. So that is now Wrecker and Hunter at 11. Echo we're stopping, and we're out of Kairos to take Tech up higher. Alright, so that is where we will hold off with the Bad Batch for this week of Grand Arena. I needed to go back to all, not this thing. In terms of the other gearing, I'm not certain that we're going to do much more. Dark Trooper and Bo-Katan, we have made a good amount of progress on their farming. We got a 5-star Dark Trooper, 4-star Bo, but we're getting pretty close to 5 stars. We really want to get their farms done, finished in the next couple weeks before the Bad Batch become farmable. Bo's probably not going to be done, but Dark Trooper we might get there. Now the rest of these characters, who do we really want to take up? Yeah, we still have 500, almost 550 carbs, 400 cuffs. We're not going to mess with any relics right now. I think what we will do is we're going to take Candor's to gear 12. I want to get him to relics eventually. Because he, with that triple hit, if the enemy has protection up, that he's a good relic. I don't think we want to do more stun guns right now. I didn't have as many stun guns. Droideka I want to get up to relics as well, but he needs 2 stun guns right now, so I've been slow about him. I think we're gonna do. I think I want Ayla. I've just wanted Ayla for a long time, and now that she's required for Kenobi, even though I'm not going after Kenobi, we're gonna bring her up. It's easy, easy. Is this that Mark 3 or that Mark 4? So that's another Mark 3. Oh, we're stopping. I think that's it for this week. We're just going to prep Kairos for taking the rest of the Bad Batch up to gear 11. And then look at taking Droideka up later. I think this video turned out to be pretty long. I'm going to be doing another video later in the week looking at the Galactic Legend requirements and breaking down all those requirements in terms of like what's good, what's bad, what's high, what's low, to kind of think through, okay, now that we have 5 Galactic Legends, which ones does it make sense to pursue? What order sequencing should be considered with pursuing several of these Galactic Legends? For the most part, I'd been ignoring them, but these Kenobi ones aren't bad, and now I'm starting to think through, okay, what's the second one going to be? What's the third one going to be? So look out for that in the next day or two. Thank you for watching. Be excellent to each other. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.